Hi, this is Anthony with Zinco GPT, and let's get started creating our first AI employee together. All right, so when you guys log in, after you created your first AI employee, you actually unlock these additional menu items. And so I'm in the AI employee section right here, and I'm going to click the blue button to create the AI powered employee. Now, if you're on the starter plan, right, you get to use the built-in AI templates right here. You just select the type of goal that you want, such as booking appointments, following up with customers, customer qualification, generating reviews, abandoned carts. You select the type you want and you click Next. Now, if you have the Pro plan, you unlock this custom mode, and this allows you to create a custom AI employee unique for your business. And so what does that mean? Well, we get to customize the instructions for this employee at every stage in the conversation. We can do things like ask custom questions before you're booking an appointment or qualifying your leads. Now, I'm going to use this method right here and create the custom AI employee because that's my favorite. So I'm going to get started and I'm going to paste in a conversation goal and a conversation purpose. And let me show you what I did. Now, the conversation goal is something I always like to start with. Your goal is to, right? And in this example, I put, your goal is to get the customer to book an appointment for our SEO consultation. After asking the customer about what type of business they have and their website address, then proceed to book an appointment so we can discuss SEO strategy. And so there's no science to this, right? You're literally talking to the AI employee like it's a person, right? So your goal is to, and then start explaining what you want this employee to do. And I'm going to show you why this is important later. Next, you have the conversation purpose, right? This tells the AI employee, why are we reaching out to these customers again? How did they hear about us, right? And this gives the AI employee a little bit more context. So if they're talking to people on Facebook Messenger, right, you can tell them that. If they're talking to people who filled out your form on your website, you can tell the AI employee that so it knows how it's or why it's talking to these customers. So I put in here something really simple. You're reaching out to leads who expressed interest in our SEO services on our website. That's good enough. I'm going to click Next. Vamos a entrar aquí y escribir una industria. Voy a escribir SEO. Va a pedirme el nombre de la empresa. I'm going to say Anthony's SEO. I'm going to click Next. And now it's going to ask me to give the AI employee a name. We can really just pick anything. I'm going to say Adam. And now if Adam had a business card, what would his job title say, right? And so I'm going to call him an SEO specialist, and then I'm going to click Create. And now we get to stare at this blue blob for 2 minutes as we watch the AI create itself. And so it actually takes that conversation goal and it breaks that goal down into stages in a conversation, kind of like a sales script you would give a new hire, right? You're going to give that new hire a script and it has different steps to accomplish its goal. That's exactly what the AI is doing for you right here. And so the goal of this AI employee was to book more appointments for an SEO consultation. So we're going to let this finish for a minute. We're going to come back and see how it did. All right, perfect. It just finished. I'm going to close this pop-up and let's show you what we got. So first of all, I want to say you can change this background image. This is only for you, right? The customer's not going to see that. You can click on the little icon up here. Same thing with the photo of the AI-powered employee. You can customize that as well. Let's scroll down and let's look at the conversation goal. This was the goal I gave the AI-powered employee. And then based on that goal, these are the conversation stages it came up with, right? And so I can click on this conversation and each conversation stage has some instructions. So introduction stage is going to have instructions like introduce yourself as Adam, an SEO specialist, whereas in understanding the business stage is going to say inquire about the user's business type and the website address, right? This was exactly what I typed in my conversation goal. And so how is this used? Well, let's click on the test chat mode button and let's simulate a conversation as if I'm the customer. So it says, hi demo account, this is Adam from Mike's SEO. I understand you're interested in improving your online visibility. can you tell me a bit about your business? I can say, yes, I have a lawn care business. Right? And so now we're waiting for the AI to respond. And the cool thing is, right here, there's a little stage number that says stage number 2, right? And so this tells me what stage the AI-powered employee is in. And so if I ever need to go in and tweak the instructions to tweak what the AI employee is saying, I know exactly where to go. I'm going to click on number 2. And if I want to customize that response, I can just change the instructions to the AI-powered employee. Now, again, remember, just like the conversation goal, these instructions are as if you're talking to your new hire, your AI-powered employee. So you're going to say things like, you should do this. I want you to do this, right? That's going to be how you give it instructions. Inquire about this, explain why it's crucial, right? You can customize this AI-powered employee. The other thing I want to show you while you're in here is if you ever change an instruction and you want to go back to the previous message, you can click this little trash button, right? And this goes back a previous message, and you can resume the conversation from that previous message. And now that's useful if you change an instruction, you just want to go back one message, try it again, see how the AI responds differently. So that's really cool. Now, the next thing I want to show you in here is what we call revive attempts. Now, people are busy, right? You may be having a conversation with a customer, and then the customer lead just stops responding, right? Maybe they got distracted. They received a phone call, they're running an errand, etc. Well, this is where revive attempts come in. So this is going to send another message to the customer if it doesn't receive a response within this amount of time, right? So it's going to try to revive the conversation. So you can customize this. So you can set, hours, minutes, days. That's really cool. The next thing I want to show you down here is trigger actions. Now, every time an AI employee hits a specific stage in a conversation, it can trigger an action, right? And this can be something as simple as just adding a tag, right? I want to tag all the people I've booked a consultation. So when I want to market to them later, I have them all segmented. This can be something like adding people to a pipeline. So if you're working in like a sales pipeline, you only want the hottest leads in your pipeline, you can do that. You can even set up things like human rollover, right? So if you want, let's say, to warm up a lead and then roll it over to a human, you can trigger a human rollover. And definitely one of the most popular features is the calendar booking and collect and save data, right? So if you want to collect certain questions, have your AI employee do that in the middle of a conversation, you can do that. You can add a new form right here, and you literally just type in the name of the data you want to collect or the question, and you select the type. Now you can select, you can collect text, multi-options, you can do numbers, etc. Multi-option could be like a yes, no, or favorite color, blue, green, red, and you just type in the options for that. And then, like I said, booking appointments. Having your calendar connected in here is amazing because it can actually read the availability on your calendar and book the appointment with your customer lead using natural language, right? It's not just sending them a link. It's using natural language. So you can come in here and connect your Google Calendar and write appointments. Now, if you do want it to send a link, you can also do that too, right? Whether you're sending them to another website to complete a purchase, or you're sending them to another, let's say, calendar service. Now, to do that, all you have to do is update the stage instructions, right? Again, we're literally talking to this like it's an AI-powered employee, a real person. I can say at this step, come in here and send this link to the customer so they can complete their purchase, complete their sign up, etc. So that is trigger actions. Let's dive into the next part, and this is conversation vision. Now, this is actually one of my favorite features, and something that makes this AI-powered employee so intelligent is conversation vision. And if you'll notice over here on the left, you actually have these lines connecting all these dots. And if you're wondering what that is conversation vision. So let me give you an example. So if I click on introduction, you can see this introduction is connected to 2, 3, 4, right? And what that means is if the AI-powered employee is introducing itself, where can it go next in the conversation, right? Well, it can understand right here, it can understand the business and website. It can discuss the SEO needs and it can address questions. Well, what if someone says, I'm not interested, right? Well, I want the AI employee to be able to end the conversation and wish them a good day, right? So I might want to connect this to not interested. And I don't want to connect it to interested because I don't just want the AI employee to be able to jump to end the conversation. They say, yeah, I'm interested. And it says, okay, great, have a good day. That's not what I want, right? I want it to actually walk through the stages in my conversation so it can capture all the data that I need or book an appointment in this example. So that's one of the first things I like to do in here is just make sure that at least every stage is hooked up to the end conversation, not interested. You always want to give customers a way to end the conversation. If they say they're not interested, that's a great practice. And just review these to make sure that the AI-powered employee can jump around in the sales script just like a human would, right? So when you're discussing the SEO needs, do I really want to go back to introduction? Probably not, right? But maybe we can go back to understanding their business or booking a consultation, right? So you can come in here and check these boxes like right here again, if the AI-powered employee is answering questions, well, of course, I want it to be able to book an appointment from there, right? So coming in and check all these. Now, this looks pretty good to me. Perfect. And I'll even make it so the end conversation, if the customer comes back with questions, right, we can do that. But once you customize this, you can go ahead and click save. And this is your opportunity to come back into the test chat mode and see how your changes worked. Now, if you want to customize this first message, this is what we call the opening message. And if you click on opening messages right here, you see there's multiple messages here that you can send to customers. And one of the coolest things is this is customizable for each user. So if you notice right here, I have a variable that says hello first name. Now, how did I add that? Well, we actually have a little plus button here, so you can add replacement variables right here into the message. So it'll do things like put in the person's birth date, first name, website, URL, etc. So that's really cool. Now, these messages are going to be split tested, right? So the highest performing messages are sent to your customers. So this is like your icebreaker to open that conversation. And so this is everything I want to show you right here on this tab. But I also want to show you some of the other settings in here so you can hit the ground running and be successful. And the first one is settings. Now, on settings, this is where you want to come in and set your business hours, all right? These are the business hours where the AI-powered employee will actually initiate or start a conversation with a contact or lead. So if you only want it to work Monday through Friday for a certain time, you can select those times here. Make sure you also select your time zone, right? That way, when it's booking an appointment and you're a local business, it actually knows and just assumes you're in that time zone. Now, the next thing I want to show you on here is this little switch to turn the AI-powered employee on or off. Now, we haven't actually connected this to a phone number yet, right? So we actually can't turn this on, but let me show you how we can do that. So on this tab up here, communication tools, this is where we can connect the AI-powered employee to a phone number, or even, let's say, your Facebook Messenger or Instagram Messenger using tools like Zapier or Pabbly Connect. Though the good news is, if you already use Clevo or Twilio to send SMS, we have an integration for them. But if you don't worry, because we have CloseGPT SMS in here. You can just click enable, buy a phone number, and then text message enable that phone number so your AI-powered employee can use it to do outreach to customers. Now, when you're connecting to Zapier or Pabbly, just go ahead and click on these buttons. And we also have built-in webhooks. So no matter what third-party system you're trying to integrate with, you should be able to do that with the webhooks. And if you need help, let us know. We got our support staff here 7 days a week to help. Now, next, I want to show you the AI training data. Now, this is definitely one of the coolest features. You can come in here. You can click add, and you can add your website in here as training. All right. So you can come in here, type in your website URL, paste it, click submit, and the AI employee is going to be trained custom to your business. You can also do things like put in frequently asked questions where you just type in the question up here, type the answer down below, right? And that'll also help train the AI-powered employee. Next, we have assigned work, right? And so there's two different ways this AI employee can be working in your business. We have a hunting mode and a manual mode, right? Manual mode means you're going to assign contacts for this AI-powered employee to work on one person at a time. And we can show you how that's set up in automations. But the most common way to use this is in hunting mode. So when you click on hunting mode, what this means is your employee is going to be hunting for contacts to work that you uploaded based on these filters, right? And this is where you can say, you know what? I only want you to work on customers that have the tag of lead or who, that have the tag of form submission. They filled out your form, all right? So you can segment and organize your customers by tags. You can also say only work contacts that were created, after a certain date. And you can even limit how many new conversations your AI-powered employee will have per day. So this is where you can assign the work to your AI-powered employee. Now, if you're uploading your contacts, this is the best way to use this with the hunting mode. If you're using the AI-powered employee only to respond to real-time incoming messages on SMS or Facebook Messenger, then you probably won't even be using hunting mode. You'll just be connecting it to Facebook Messenger. But this is a quick overview of the AI-powered employee. I want you guys to come in here, start exploring the different conversation stages and testing out your AI employee to see how it responds to your business. Now, if you have any questions or need any help, make sure you call, text, or email us. Also, click on the blue chat icon on the bottom left of your screen. Like I said, our support team is here 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time to help make sure you guys are successful with your AI-powered employees. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.